There are some people that want a society where everyone's needs are taken care of. But in this society, it seems everyone would have to be educated about how the society works. We don't do that in our society. We try to check off certain boxes that say we know. But a community that honors nature, feng shui principles. What is feng shui? Earth, air, fire, water, synchronized to certain geometrical patterns within environments inside or out. And it's kind of like trying to tell people what the taste of chocolate tastes like without ever having to taste the chocolate. But our society needs rehabilitation programs that work with nature, that work with the arts, that work with a deeper understanding of of religion. That puts people in a light that honors all as the light. No race is better than another. No class, rich versus poor, is better than another. No religion is better than another. Religion nor science is better than one another. But they do have things that I'm going to take a step back now and just say, I feel our society needs us to become the new society. What does that look like? What would we want people to do for us? Well, I would like to be approached I can talk about what I would like, and that could be useful, but it seems that society needs spaces where everyone participates in the process of sustainability. And that sounds like the utopia. Practical idealism. Reaching for the stars and grounding into the earth requires communication of the how while detaching from an exact procedure that determines some ultimate cause, some ultimate result, some ultimate achievement. But what I would wish to say is, I feel with this technology we have, we can all interact with each other on a whole new level. But what do you mean? It hasn't fundamentally changed how life is getting better, necessarily. The only vision that I have for how life can get better is for us to see how we need each other, while at the same time we need independence in our spirit, in our principle of the heart. And what is that? Daring to be creative, daring to speak out. As much as we seek the silence to become the silence. What is the silence? It is that sacred experience that allows us to listen to the voice of the Creator that you are. As well as a co-creator. And so, universal basic income, universal basic education, universal basic healthcare, universal basic housing, universal employment, no, should not be forced on the people. But I think we are in a time where it's important for us to say we claim the earth as ours. No one corporation, no one elite, no ego of ours is going to stop us from acknowledging that the earth came out of us from the one that is the many, and the many as the one. Human beings are at a certain level, and that's okay. But the levels can accelerate in directions that allow us to say, we all have a gift, we all have a skill, we all have a talent, and we may not know it so well. We may not know it at all. But part of that gift is just our presence, our unique presence, not even our personality. And so, ideally, people want to live in a way where they have space of their own. They have some quietude. They have some room. And often it can seem like without those two things, humanity will struggle in having the motivation to dare to express their creativity, their solidarity, their unity beyond the good versus evil. There is evil in this world, but in order to transcend it, we must acknowledge it and the evil in this world doesn't want us to talk about how we're all on the same team. We're all like a mirror of what is the spirit I feel. Anecdote? That's okay. And so, in order to have space, in order to have room, in order to have stillness, to have silence, to have nutrition, to have joy, to have a sense of camaraderie, cooperation, courage, and wisdom, I think it is vital that human beings share with each other through video, or through writing, or through interpersonal proximity, as much as we try to listen to each other. Even though we are always interacting, because our thoughts and our emotions our identity is very much influenced by the world. Unless we choose the way of discernment that is able to see a road to destruction and a road to construction. And so in order to, let me say something, in order to have room, to have space, to have silence and stillness, and all these other things, we are in a time that calls for us to give those things to others. And what are those things? Saying, we will be the change we wish to see. We will be a direct democracy, where we vote and we propose. Let me take a step back here. Where we vote more frequently with our heart, not just based on trying to beat another selfish, maybe, representative or policy. And there's a lot of words that can be said about achieving a more direct democracy, where it's not just the bottom, it's not just the top down, but it's also much more considerate of the bottom up. We must become the universal religion that synthesizes science, creating a type of vibration, a type of being, a type of state that says we need programs to rehabilitate people and even community living centers. I live in one. It's called a homeless shelter. But home is truly found in sharing our heart sharing the home that we wish to see. In that home, I think everyone wants there to be the spirit, the life that stands for the fire in every person. And how do you do that in today's society? We continue to share our vulnerability, our honesty, our unknown type of experience where we don't know how the future exactly is going to pan out. But things will get better the more we can see and become the better. I feel there is a lot of assistance if there are nature-based, agricultural, and even rural centers of psychological, spiritual, and humanitarian rehabilitation. Where people try to sustain themselves as much as they can while trying to help sustain others, while having a certain process that accepts people who have the principle of selflessness, that have the principle of calling out the ego, that says other people are the cause of our problems, while at the same time using the principle of saying, no, we will not accept an elite that rules our society and concentrates wealth in their own hands at the expense of the people, who also twist ideas to try to make it seem that God is somewhere in the sky, or that the quantum field is something that is separated from our consciousness, and the evolution of all life in this universe could not be from a synthesis between the two. I think it is important for people to take action in manifesting, in creating, in building, in discussing the community that they wish to see, the society they wish to see. And I feel what society lacks are people who are willing to interact with people, not just as family, which can be tough because some people may wish to kill us for having a different experience of life, as there are beings, even sometimes it is I or you. But in reality, it's usually a select few that want to destroy things, to try to prove the architect of planet Earth wrong. An architect is suggestive of consciousness. And science, with the Big Bang Theory, does not acknowledge this, to try to suggest there's nothing in the universe and this is our only life. And so, becoming the ideal community requires actions just as much as inaction for contemplation, meditation, and transformation until we have become in action the force of evolution, of transcendence, of expansion. Some can say adaptation, but we are in a fundamental shift, whether we like it or not, where much of our values are going to change, whether we like that or not. And the greatest value that will help us is seeing the value in our self. That allows us to see the value of every person, but it's not a value that can be contrasted and compared to other value, while at the same time it's important to recognize there is a certain vibration, a certain state of mind that will not be tolerable in the community that we are becoming and we wish to manifest and interact with. That we will not accept narcissism and its camouflaged tactics, which often like to paint the picture of life that it's all horrible, it's all bad. I'm going to kill someone or kill myself or slowly kill myself or try to slowly kill another person, even though we affect one another when we try to stop our creativity, stop our joy, stop our courage to see the wisdom of love beyond fear into the space of interaction. What does that mean? Humanity needs spaces for us to interact with people not just on the level of people we don't know, but on a level of how we can find and use our gift to help the community see itself in me, in you, and everyone. How we can see the common unity that is being twisted and coerced to benefit a small group of people and ordinary people who can often feel inferior or superior because their belief system, they think, is better than those who have a different belief system. The community that I will accept in the future are people standing for each other, helping us to call out evil and the ego, which do work together, although most of us would never would choose to genocide or murder huge numbers of people or torture. And in a lot of society, there is psychological torture and abuse. But on some level, the people are still consenting. You know, we scroll down the terms and conditions, we click I agree. I don't think the solution is reading the terms and conditions. I think the solution is reading the terms and conditions of our heart and sharing that to the people around us who are involved with the terms and conditions of different galaxies of experiences, which are somewhat like entities. Electrons that are recording data and compressing it. "28 minutes and 38 seconds. And the ego and the elite do not want me to share this message unconditionally to the world, which is to me and you and everyone. But we are more than the world. And so, the silence between the words, the slow pace of my words, will not be a vibration that a lot of people will be able to resonate with. But all I feel in life is the importance of sharing our gift to others, however we think that gift might be, whatever that, or whatever we feel. Let me take a step back. Even if we don't know our gift, we all have the same gift, to use our voice, even if we don't have one. To say, we are the leaders. From one moment to another, who are helping ourself to see the people not as followers, but also as leaders. And how do we do that? We share the fruit of knowledge. And the virtue to go beyond knowledge and to experience and the experience that a lot of people want to have is a life where we are not isolated and divided in our path, to build a process that helps process ourselves and eventually other people into the ideal community on a practical level by talking about the root of institutions, the root of psychology, the root of consciousness, and the root is addressing the elephant, which is the elite and the ego. And the ego isn't bad, the elite isn't bad, in which we need to destroy them and kill them and such, but they do need to be held accountable if we are wanting a life and world where people feel more encouraged to go beyond lack, debt, conditional love, intellectualism, ideologies that say, you need to believe me in order for both of us to live in the same world, while also addressing the chameleon that wants to say what I just said and still create policies to create orders and strategies an architecture that is boxed in to idolatry, materialism, thinking that the Christ or the Buddha, God, the Big Bang, the quantum field is not who we are, have been, and will be. Which will affect nations, economies, cultures, civilization. In such a way that removes poverty, war, disease, environmental imbalance, superiority, lust, objectification of the body, sexual eroticism, the need for mind-altering substances, even though many of us, including I, use them because there is still ego and an elite that is wanting to make us think we are slaves of our own reality, of someone else's reality, when in fact we can always transcend it if we have an outlet, a voice, a will to express our heart, which sometimes needs knowledge from our mind, which requires the watering of the seed of the tree of life, which allows us to see what are the dark arts, what are the arts of love, wisdom, and courage. How do we unite the religions while removing the idolatry, the fundamentalism, the hyperfixation on good versus evil? While at the same time addressing the science of how psychology and politics, economics, law, government, militaries, the healthcare system is related to how we deal with religion, especially the religion of the heart, which has no ultimate definition or description, but it does have a fire to say our life can get better if we try to help the lives of others go beyond this sense that we cannot build and attract a community through the raising of our consciousness, through the raising of our brothers and sisters, or those who don't identify, as a whole unit within us is a quantum leap. We may not be able to control any outcome, but we can reach for those that have the potential to shift our view of ourself as being separated from the atoms, the molecules, the planets, the stars, the policies, the representatives, the corporations, the banks, the celebrities, the working class, the aristocracy, even though it's not exactly so hidden. So intelligence is the future of currency. Intelligence is the future of taking a step beyond a competitive society. I have forgotten what I was talking about. There will be many people who do not wish to listen to us. But there will always be some who will value our experience, that our society, in order for it to sustain itself, in order for the people to desire to sustain themselves, there is a need. Yes, for some people to work hard, but at the same time, to turn your work into a soft, joy. What does that mean? To be playful. But it's also important that we need people to say, we are in an all-encompassing change of reality. And this is not even talking about AI or flying cars, free energy technology, where we don't have oil. We don't even rely on having to extract so much from the earth in order to build the infrastructure that heats our houses, that maybe cools our houses or gives us electricity and Wi-Fi. We will be getting to a point soon of all of this, but until then, Yes, many people will still have to work hard, but there will be those who do step forward and say, enough is enough. We can have so much more than what we have. If we shared with those who are in our reach the fire of the heart that knows there is no lack of resources on planet Earth, it is just a condition of coordination, consciousness, and common unity, community, which requires a new spirit that helps us discern the ideas in the different institutions. And move to a new type of social medium. That honors nature in equal proportion to our nature, which sometimes is about building concrete jungles. Is that really our nature? I would say it's more of the nature of the serpent, the rulers of darkness. But concrete is a part of nature. It's rock. And so, the law of attraction says the more we take action with our spirit, the more we will attract a reaction of the spirit. And what is the spirit? It is the evolutionary force that gives us the choice, life or death. But one choice will never include death as something that is permanent. There is a movement in this world that is not just about surviving, but is about how to express our precious experience in a way that helps us feel at the end of the day that there truly is no end to life. And if that's the case, what are we waiting for? Waiting for what? Waiting for us, for ourselves, to say, the time has come. We are the chosen ones who choose life, eternal life, the life that raises all life. And we're almost all in proximity to each other because of the internet. This little phone allows us, any of us, in any country almost, to interact with each other like that. And so, if there's anyone on this planet that could deceive us or could empower us, we may be much closer. We may be more close. Than we think. What separates us and so a lot of people have responsibilities, and this video will seem like an impractical monologue in addressing systemic, institutional, and ideological corruption, exploitation, injustice, but for those who are still here, the message is simple. And then it plays with itself and becomes complex, just as each and every one of us start out with a simple consciousness of reality, which may not be necessarily from planet Earth. So, and then we grow and we experiment with certain principles of growth and consciousness, which can be masculine or feminine focused. It can be focused on the environment or the psychology. And so do I have anything else to say? It can seem almost impossible of the type of reality we wish to live in to manifest in our lives, because it seems the odds are against us. But if we cultivate the will What does that mean? Use our attention to listen to the small, still voice. To help us find our own voice. If we cultivate the will to find our voice, to find our presence, we can help give birth to the presence of love, wisdom, and courage that stands for humanity and our spirituality, that is interconnected with everything we do as a meditation, to allow us at a certain point to say, I am more than my body, than my emotions, than my thoughts, than my personality. I am everything. Through an individual who often may feel nothing, that brings joy, courage, and wisdom. The greatest job that I can fathom is the one where we take action to share ourself within to the people who are reflecting ourself, while choosing to project at the same time that they are separate, individual, unique beings that are not directly affected by any other being. And so we cannot stop the clock. We cannot turn off the engine. We cannot simply say no to life. But we can say no to having to repeat history, which is not just his or hers, but it is a story that will one day allow us to have a fully recorded entity, a system that helps facilitate how we can best grow given our current level of consciousness. What is consciousness? It is a certain collection of experiences. I'm not saying they're good or bad, but in the end, there is a dark side there is a side of the light that, when seen for what it is, it truly has no contrast, for it sees all as the light. Istanima ihanima nikisi mestalahanime stianati sinati steyanemiani Hestayanimeni Hanimeni Hanimeni Aniku Ernime larnime kisa Estuyamne kuyana Estuyalamne nimakisa Uti sanimeti sanam Melamnakiasianimetia Estuyalamnekianime Ustianimekina Animekisela Utyamnekia Stuyalarnemeni Stuyamnekiarnelanima Estuyamnekia Ayamnelonyameni Stikutanita Lanitu Mesiarnelarni Kutitanima Stuyamnenimani Alam Nestuyanina O Estalanimeni Aya